Hello, hey, I looked for a YouTube video on what to do about brakes that are hanging up, sticking on a 4410 John Deere. Same thing applies to a 4300, 4200. I saw a couple of threads that said to try to crawl underneath them and lube up the linkage, which I've done over the years when I lock them up. It's an E-hydro. So I really can get by without using the brakes. It's not real safe, but finally got time to look into this. So anyway, there's one of these here linkages on both sides. This is the shaft that goes into the brake drums. The brake shaft comes out, and this gums up in here. There's an O-ring evidently in there. So what I did, I took the wheel off. Instead of climbing underneath it, you can't get any leverage. You take the rear wheels off the machine, which is really easy with the 3-ton jack and an impact, and it's pretty easy to do. They're actually really easy to get back on with a hydro to line up the lugs. But anyway, I've got this pretty well freed up now. I loosened the turnbuckle here to give me lots of play in the linkage there. And what I did is I've just been working it back and forth, and on this side, I've done the other side already, but this side I'm just pushing the clutch pedal, and you can see it's freed up. But I'm just basically hitting it back and forth. I loosened the linkage up so I can get lots of play in it, and I use way better material than WD-40. You want to use something like this. There's several other brands out that are far superior to WD-40, and I'm just spraying that in right in between the outer coupler and the housing of the final drive, and just letting it soak. It's the same as I did with this turnbuckle. Just let it soak and just keep working it back and forth. It's really easy, it's really accessible. Just hitting back and forth until it freed up. It was so froze up when I started you couldn't move it. So it worked out real great. This spring, I'm going to actually replace these. I'm going to replace these springs. They're rusty and probably lost a lot of their tension, just to help things while I'm here. And then just tighten this back up, adjust your brakes, set it back to where it was, and put your wheel back on. And I'll show you how to do that real easy in a minute. Thank you. All right, so I've got the brake assembly freed up in the shaft and the linkage and readjusted. Set my turnbuckle here. I'm ready to go back on with the tire. My tires are actually filled with fluid for counterweight, so they're pretty darn heavy, so you can't really just pick up and spin them to line up with the lug nuts. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I've got the wheel wrestled back in there. Like I said, it's full of fluid, so they're very heavy. I got it wrestled back in pretty close to lining up, but not quite. So I'm going to let the jack down just so that inner rim guide is right on the inside of the wheel. Okay, so I've let the jack down, and it's really close to lining up, but you can see that the holes are just about a half off, and there's real easy way with an E-hydro to correct this to line it up perfectly. What I did is just started up the tractor and inched the forward or reverse lever forward. Now the wheel's chocked and it's a hydro. It's got a differential in it, and I don't have my differential locked. Make sure of that. Just roll it forward and turn the axle. It made it really easy to line up. So there, if you have problems with your 4000 series John Deere tractor, brakes lining up, locking up, an easy way to fix it. Hope that does the problem so you don't have to remove your funnel drive. Thank you.